Hi everyone, this is the second podcast done by me, Cal, um, who is Chad Pennington, and I have a few things I want to talk about, and I'm going to do that while I play Star Fox 64, because that's a sick game from my childhood, and if you didn't get to play it when you were a youngster, that sucks.
It's about
And if you did, that's just great. So, first thing I wanted to talk about is training camp, or what I hope will become the Combine. I think there's a lot of potential there for what we could do with the Combine, and we're just kind of letting that potential go anywhere. Like, I had this idea over on SHL that what we could do is have a page that everybody looks at, and rather than just like saying, oh, you did training camp, you get like however much TPE for whatever season you're a part of. I was like, well, why don't we do something different that's actually interactive? So rather than just having like, rather than just saying like, oh, I'm from this season, I get this much, you say, okay, well, my player's this good, so I'm gonna enter in my stats right here, and then based on those stats, there'll be like, not a randomizer, because having it be random would be stupid, but something that simulates it for you with a little bit of randomness added to it. So it'd be like, if you're a quarterback, you do a certain certain drills. Like, I don't know. I'm not a football guy, so I don't know what drills you would do as a quarterback. But I don't know, like throwing balls into a certain hole. I feel like that's something you would do, or maybe like throwing passes to a person or whatever that's in front of you as a quarterback. God, I'm doing so bad right now. But and you just do something like, okay, well, this guy has like a really high accuracy, so he would get a lot of the passes dead on. And then if he's got low accuracy, none of the passes would make it, I guess.
Follow me, fuck.
And then
Hey Einstein, I'm on.
sorry, Falco.
Where you going?
He's going in the waterfall. So then, like, with a low accuracy rating, they'd miss a lot of the passes. And then all of the outputted information would get put on there, and GMs could use it to look at it rather than going through all of the draft picks, like player pages and stuff. It could all be there. I'm not sure if it'd really be practical, because it might just be easier for GMs to actually do their due diligence and look at player pages. But I think it'd at least be fun, because then you're not just saying, oh, I'm, you know, a first season player, I get 21 TPE. You do like, okay, I filled out this thing, and hey, my quarterback got a ton of passes dead on, or my wide receiver's really fast, or my linebacker was able to lift this much at the Combine, or whatever. And, you know, it'd be an actually interesting thing. Shoot. What was the other thing I wanted to talk about?
Aim for the open spot.
Let me see.
That's it, fuck.
There's the Combine.
Shoot, I'm taking damage.
I guess about the rates, I can talk about that. So,
Shoot, I'm taking damage.
Burst Cap, he's been a really cool GM. We are Star Fox.
You'll never defeat Android.
He's been really helpful, but I don't really. Alright, I guess I won't talk about him. I'll talk about player updating.
We're heading out. All aircraft report.
as soon as this cutscene's over.
You did it!
Man, Star Fox is so cool. Like,
You're becoming more like your father.
it's kind of childish with like the characters. You know, it's a fox and a falcon and a frog and a bunny. But it's just so creative, I think. And I guess at the time there wasn't a lot of stuff that was being made the way of video games, but you know, it's interesting. It was easier to be creative back then with nothing being made, but I like it. So anyways, being a person who doesn't know anything about football, I just got told, hey, be a linebacker, and I was like, okay. Linebackers tackle people, right? Yeah, alright. So I put a bunch of TP into tackling, and that didn't really do me any good, I guess, because then I was told, hey,
Back up the squadron.
be a speed and strength person. I was just kind of like, alright, but I don't know, I feel like it just kind of sucks that the TPE allocation, like, you don't really know anything about it unless you're an experienced person. So I was like, alright, I'm gonna be tackling people, and they were like, well, actually, you need to be really fast, and I was like, why? And I was told, well, if you can't catch somebody, you can't tackle them, right? I'm like, alright, I guess that makes sense. But it's just, it didn't feel like a very good explanation to me. Like, I just feel like as a linebacker, it matters more positionally about where you are than it does about being able to catch somebody. Because, you know, you're supposed to be in front of them. You're not supposed to be like, if a guy gets in front of you or behind you as a linebacker, I feel like you're like, alright, I'm gonna chase after him, but you should probably expect your free safety to get him, don't you? Rather than you like catching up to him, because that guy's running full speed at that point. He's like, I'm gonna get the touchdown, hell yeah. And you're just kind of like, well, I screwed up.
I've got everything above.
So, I don't know, I guess what I'm really looking for is maybe an explanation of what's important when you're first starting out. Because I know you can ask your, like, GM or other players or whatever, but I don't know, not all of them get back to you right away. So it's like the information's not freely available, then you might be just totally screwed, and then you put a bunch of TP into their stat that doesn't matter, and it's like, okay, well, I screwed myself over with all my starting TP.
We're gonna break through that fleet.
Do I make a new player, or
That's the best you can do.
do I
Hey Einstein, I'm on your side.
do I try to make a bunch of money so that I can redistribute, but that kind of feels like a waste.
Location confirmed. Sending supplies.
Thanks, Rob. Because, you know, like, you just started. No one wants to spend all that money right away.
Something's up ahead. Looks different.
All range mode.
Boy, all range mode. So then you're just kind of dead in the water. And I guess, like, having all that TP and tackling isn't a terrible thing, because I don't have to put it in there right away. Or no, not right away, but, like, later on. And it, I don't know, maybe it did help, because I had a really good first year in defense in the DSFL. But
Gee, quit moving around.
no, just not knowing what to do, I just was kind of bummed.
Good job. Keep up the good work.
Maybe it's just me. But who knows, maybe the one person that actually watches this will be like, yeah, we we gotta do something like that. All it would have to be is like a page that explains the stats and then says which stats are important for which spots. Maybe that's self-explanatory for a lot of positions. Like quarterback obviously wants passing accuracy and passing speed, or whatever, strength maybe. I don't know the QB stats. But like, I had no idea that I would like even need hands. I was like, hey, why don't I just redistribute this hands TP from equipment? Because I won't need that. And somebody was like, nah, you want hands in case like you want to get an interception that's near you or something. And I was like, what? That doesn't make sense to me. So, you know, who knows?
It's time to try a new weapon.
I also feel like there's a ton more potential for the off-season tournament. The what's it called?
Shoot, I'm taking damage.
Like the universities playing each other. I don't know.
Gee, quit moving around.
Heck.
I'm coming for you.
Because first off, I haven't even heard anything about that. Like I heard nothing my first season.
What's wrong?
And now we're in the off season already for my second season, and not a thing has been said to me about it. I'd like to do.
Coming for you.
I'd like to have my player in one of those tournaments. It's not like the Pro Bowl. I think it's based off of where your player went to school or whatever.
Let these hands!
But yeah, nothing's been said to me. Meanwhile, on SHL, like WJC's finally in full swing. So I don't know. I remember the other thing I wanted to talk about. Yeah.
All aircraft report.
Let me turn this down.
I'm having some trouble here.
There we go.
Everything's A-okay. Ah, you're getting better, Fox.
Thanks, Falco. So yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe there's a committee that's in charge of that, and they're gonna get around to it like tomorrow, and I'm complaining about nothing. But so the way that the combine would work, that would be like, rather than just having the person, you know, say like, I'm this year so I get this much TPE, there'd be like a page, and it'd be, I don't know who knows about programming or whatever around here, but it would be like a page probably done in PHP, because I think that's what JSync is done in, where you'd enter all of your stats in there. And then there'd be some PHP or JavaScript in the background that would take care of it for you. And just spit out what you did. So it wouldn't be anything like, I'm sure there's a way where we could get every player's information automatically, like their tackling and their passing attributes or whatever. But I haven't really thought that far ahead, and I feel like we could trust people to not be losers about it, because like based on the formula that we use to decide how well a player does in the combine, you'd know if they were lying anyway. Because like if they do too well and they have like say they catch a lot of passes and their hands attribute is like garbage, you'd be like, okay, well, you obviously lied about it.
Enemy mothership.
And then, I don't know, they'd get like some
You're not getting away that
discipline for it or something. I don't know. There's not really an incentive to lie, it's just more of an activity rather than having the person automatically get their TPE.
Watch where you're flying.
I don't know, I'm just really tired of like
Bulldog in.
either write or do graphics. I feel like it's not very interactive. I mean it is, like people are creating the content, but that's pretty neat. Actually showed the explosion. But like it's the same thing over and over again. You know? Unless you're really into the storyline, it's not that exciting. And my storyline, like I had a good storyline going with Thad, Chad, and Brad. I'm sick of it already. Like, oh, you know, well, I guess partially because Brad was like, I'm done with you guys. That hurt my feelings. Yeah.
Bulldog in. Don't let anything through.
This level's kind of dumb because you just have to wait for the little thingy in the middle to start that I'm eventually gonna have to shoot at, and then you know after that's done, it's like okay, finished the level.
All units report.
So right now I'm like pointlessly shooting these things. I'm sure there's something like if you get 50 of them, you get to do a better level or something. But like, you know, this doesn't do anything really. It just makes it so less of them spawn, which I don't really care about. They don't attack you.
Try shooting the bad guys, Fox.
Try shooting yourself, dog, whatever your name is. Yeah. But so anyways, that
Husky unit, cover the base.
that idea for the combine, that wouldn't work on JSync though, I don't think. It'd have to go to a separate host for you to do that. Or
Man, there's just no end.
could move to a different hosting site, but you know,
The hatches are
I'm not sure there's enough people who are willing to write code for, willing and able to write code for the site to make it worthwhile to do that. So SHL switched to MyBB for its forum hosting
You get away from me.
rather than JSync, and that's going to allow SHL to do a ton of stuff
All units report.
like outside of the normal forum stuff, but
The hatches are open.
I don't know. I feel like SHL has a bigger player base to make it worthwhile. Drunken Teddy has been around for a long time. Well, only a year, but like that's a long time in these things. And he's really committed, so he's been able to make it happen. And then apparently there's enough of a financial backing for SHL that
Scratch one boat.
they also have the means to make it happen. You know, I'm not around NSFL enough to know where they're at
The hatches are open.
with money, commitment, and know-how,
I won't
but
let you get away from me.
in my opinion, it's not really worth it to switch hosting just for something like that.
Time for a little payback.
So they'd have to do something like have a free web hosting service do it
I'm on your side.
instead,
I won't let you get away
which
from
could
me.
be a little obnoxious, and other people might be apprehensive about opening a link on the site that leads to a site they don't know,
The core has appeared.
so that might make it a little difficult to do.
Hurry up. Take out that core.
But there's definitely potential to do something other than just
Hey, Einstein. I'm on your side.
I'm in this season, so give me this TPE amount, And I don't mean like writing something else again, because there's already 2-point tasks a week that I dread doing because I'm so tired of writing. Chad went to camp and did this thing or whatever. Good for Chad. Everyone's tired of hearing about the Pennington brothers, I can imagine. Nobody really cares anyway. Everybody likes to hear about their own players. Nobody wants to hear about other players. So I think I get another ship for that, don't I? Yeah, 5 ships. So, I don't know, I just think that'd be a cool change of pace.
You too, Bill.
And if we were able to do something like that, it would open up a whole ton of different options. So, it's an idea. I think people should consider it. Because, you know, you start with that, and, you know, maybe not everyone enjoys it, but there are a lot of things that not everyone enjoys. I hate writing articles. I'm sure there are people that love writing articles.
That area is an oven. Don't go burning that R-wing. Be reasonable, Fox.
I'll be careful.
I hate this level so much. Because you lose your double lasers or whatever when you get hurt or something, I think, right? But
The R-wing might not make it.
oh, and you're always taking damage. That's another thing.
Baby can take temperatures up to 9,000 degrees.
Don't blast too low. Your ship can't take it.
So anyways, yeah, so maybe it starts with the Combine, and then
Shoot the rock.
we figure out, hey, you know, we've got the Combine going, there's something else that we want to do.
Need some help, Fox.
Thanks, Bill.
Don't get too excited. Here we go.
Because there's a ton of things out there that are worth trying out, I think.
Watch yourself, Fox.
It starts with like the Combine, and then people go, wow, I liked trying something different, let's see what else we can do. And because like with other sim leagues, I feel like NSFL is the kind of league where they'd be willing to try something out like that, because from SHL they didn't have an actual simulation like they do here, but that's really cool. Everyone likes to watch the simulation happen live. Aw, rip Falco, I killed him. It's fine, it's not like they do anything. So, yeah, well, you're flying right into the lava, Slippy, you dummy. Oh, I remember, I had this really great idea. So, I'm playing this on an emulator right now, right? And I'm sure other people have used emulators before, but if you don't know what it is, and this does relate to the NSFL, if you don't know what it is, it's just something that lets you, it basically runs like a virtual Nintendo 64. I also have a GameCube one and a Genesis one. And there are newer ones out there for like PlayStations and stuff. But a lot of them don't work super well, so they run really slow. But this runs great. So what I was thinking is that I could run a Super Smash Bros. Tournament on NSFL, because it's really easy to set these up. I don't know how to do it for
This is the enemy's bioweapon?
I don't know how to do it for a Mac,
Data analysis
but I have
complete.
a Windows machine, and I can literally just take
Aim for the arm.
I can just take the file, the executable for a Nintendo 64 emulator, put it on a thumb drive, and it works anywhere. So, you know, I could just put it on like Google Drive or something, and everyone would be able to play it. And then there's a program called NetPlay that you can use to connect emulators online. and then I'd just set up the tournament on NSFL, and we'd all play each other, just tournament style. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And I hope other people would too. Man, I always die on this. There's one. Okay, so I gotta use bombs now.
Mom, are you okay?
Fuck. I always go high there, I need to go low. And then there'd be like some sort of cash prize or something to make it worth trying out. Because, you know, some people are going to be like, it's not worth my time, I don't want to do this. But if you say, hey, sign up and you get, I don't know, X amount of money just for giving it a shot. Or maybe do like, hey, you join and you enter into the pool with like 100,000, and then the winner gets a certain amount. That's another option that could get people to do it. Just to increase the activity on the site, because I think it's always worthwhile to find something that'll make people more active, especially on NSFL. You know, this would get more people talking to each other and therefore increase activity. I could be wrong, but I think activity is kind of a problem on NSFL. Football's such a big sport. This place should be bumping.
This is the enemy's bioweapon?
Data analysis complete. Here it comes.
Maybe it's an arm. Aim for the arm.
So, I don't know. I've got big aspirations when it comes to these sort of things. A lot of times they get shot down by head offices because they're like, oh, I don't want to give out money or whatever, and I'm like, dude, it's fake money, stop worrying about it. Like, people are gonna write articles if they want to, and not giving out money isn't gonna stop that.
Maybe it's an arm.
Yeah, yeah.
Die! Okay, cool.
You did it.
Man, that's button mashing to the max. So, yeah, and then, you know, you win, people are like, hey, I had fun, this was really cool, and then it's a success.
All aircraft report.
I'm having some trouble here.
I've taken a few hits, but I'm okay. Falco ship in the docking bay.
Poor Falco. So, yeah, there's one idea to increase activity. Could also do a, I don't know. I just feel like there needs to be a lot of stuff done to make this. Football's so popular.
So you're going
We should be able to have twice as many teams as we have right now. That'd be a lot for head office to deal with, so I wouldn't imagine we want to do that. But it's just ridiculous to me that there's not like 30 teams or something. There totally should be.
I spot the train. I'm taking it out.
I gotta figure out how to fly. You gotta do that later in this.
Here you go.
Alright, so, you know what? I gotta look up how to fly real quick, but let's see. How to fly. You know what? When that part comes up, I'll pause it and check out the controls. I feel like if people were to hear this, they'd be like, oh, this guy's shitting on NSFL and talking about how it's not active. And I'm like, well, I don't know. Like, you could look at it that way, but I'm just trying to think of ways to make it more active, so maybe you got a problem with the way I'm saying it, but we probably both have the same goal of making this place more fun for everybody. Z and R. What? What is R? Controller. Oh, you know what? R is probably this. Analog digital pad. There it is. A and S. So it's gotta be this.
Don't let them get to the supply depot.
What? Oh. Z and S. Alright, well I figured it out, but I'm gonna die now. That's fine. Alright. I'm definitely not like super into football, so I guess I don't mind like saying stuff about the NSFL negatively as much as somebody else would who enjoys it. But don't take that as me like thinking it's a bad league or something, because this is way better than the SHL in my opinion. I wish I loved football a lot more, because there are a lot cooler people on here than there are on SHL. You know, if somebody's listening to this, they're probably gonna tell Wannabe Finn this, but Wannabe Finn acts like an absolute asshole to a lot of people just because he doesn't like them, and it is the most frustrating thing for me. We're all just here to have fun and whatever, like, why are you being a jerk to other people? So I haven't seen any of that on here. Maybe it's just because I'm not ever on the forums. All I do is update and go in Discord or whatever. So, I don't know, maybe there is some asshole out here on NSFL, but I haven't experienced that. I missed it. So, I don't know. That's how I feel. And it's not like, you know, the way he treats people is unwarranted. I get that there are idiots on these sites that do stupid stuff and probably don't deserve to be on here anymore. But I don't care. Why is it so crazy to ask someone to treat other people decently? You know, like, guy may have done stupid stuff. Big deal. You're not, you know, the perfect guy here to judge everybody. In every thread you say something mean. Don't let that deter you from going on SHL though, if you were thinking about giving it a shot, because that's like, it's a really good time in my opinion. I feel like there's a lot to do on there. in comparison to NSFL. And sims are every day, which is really cool. Yeah, it's kind of a disappointment for me on NSFL. It's like I don't even really pay attention to the sim anymore because of it. Like I just check it out when I want to, and that's kind of it. Not even super concerned with the sim. So actually, I felt kind of bad that I was on the team that won the Ultimus my first year, because I know there are other people who cared about it more than I did.
You're very lucky.
It's still really cool, and I don't know if there are milestone TPE things on NSFL, but if there are, that's free TPE for me, so that's pretty cool. Oh boy. Did I miss the switches? No, I didn't. We're good.
Okay, now shoot the switch.
I gotta shoot the switcher. Did I not shoot the switcher? Oh, I got it. Cool.
Good going, Buck.
Thanks, Peppy. Hit the brakes. Rip train guy.
Stop it!
It's crazy that that's worth 50. Probably gonna get another ship from it to make up for the one that I destroyed because I didn't know how to fly.
All aircraft report.
I can see the look on their stupid faces.
No, you can't. They're dead.
I'm sure we heard him this time.
Oh, is Falco back now?
Maintenance complete on Falcon.
Yeah, Falco. Doesn't really do anything, but it's neat that he's back. So, oh, that's me on the state of NSFL, I guess. It's cool. It's good here. I also think it's pretty funny though. I, in my first year, am already an impact linebacker. Like maybe it's just a really simple position to be able to play on here. Like it's, I don't know. I was only at like 300 TPE for the whole season, and I think I just hit 400 this off season.
No problem.
And now my player's like
Do you copy? Emergency
super
maneuver.
dynamic, and
Too late.
he
Game over.
like
pal.
leads his team in tackles. Not leads, but like he's like second on his team in tackles every game.
Entering Venom air defense zone.
So, you know, good for Chad, but it's like, how? What? You can't be that good your first season. It's like, what are all these guys that have been around since the first season doing, you know? They should be annihilating me.
Time for a little payback.
And then Childish Gambino, don't even get me started on him.
Hold
Or like
still,
Ricky
everybody.
Romero.
I guess you're good for something.
Their players are destroying me in TPE. Brad thought he was. That was just because I hadn't bought my equipment yet, so if you're listening, Brad,
Incoming enemy missile!
get memed on, buddy.
Shoot him down. We're being marked.
Man, shoot the missiles, dude. Come on. Sorry, Slippy.
Did we get him?
Nah.
Not yet, sir. They're on me. I'm getting careless.
Playing with a keyboard is difficult. Whoa.
No!
where'd my health go?
Entering Venom air defense zone. Everybody stay alert.
Phase mine's ahead.
I like how if you had space before something, it automatically makes it like okay to say in this sort of thing. They're not mines, they're space mines, so fits the subject matter.
Time for a little payback. Hold still and let me shoot you. Great Fox will cover you.
Thanks, Great Fox. Jeez.
Shoot him down. We're being marked.
I don't understand these things. They're impossible to shoot.
Did we get him?
Not yet, sir. They're on me.
So I guess I'll talk about next season for me. Man, I keep dying at that spot. Maybe my goals for my player. I don't really have any goals for Chad.
Everybody stay alert.
I guess I've like met them already. Won an Ultimus. I didn't win an Ultimini. That's probably the biggest regret of his career,
Hey, Einstein,
and
I'm on your side.
will be for his entire career.
Am I getting slow?
Because I was actually hoping to stay
Let's clean up.
down in the DSFL for a while, and then Burzcap was like, hey, we need you, and I was like, alright, I guess I'll come up, but
Time for a little payback.
that was mostly because Chad was, or no, Brad was like, hey, I'm going up, and then I didn't think you could win if you didn't have at least a second season quarterback. So I was like, well, there's no point in me staying down. But Thad proved me wrong. So that's cool. Really happy for everyone in Tijuana for getting that Ultimus victory. Come on, why can't I shoot these things? Because, you know, Thad got a second one. Definitely good for him. I'm not sure how hard he's trying, but, you know, being in the DSFL for a few seasons, probably not particularly hard. But I can 100% respect somebody that's committed to staying with their junior development team or whatever you want to call it, because I did the same thing for SHL. That was a good time. We only got one junior league victory, but it was worth it because Joe, who's the GM there, 100% deserved to get one. He's worked so hard to put together a good team year after year without giving up the future, and he's always so successful at it. So happy for him.
We're gonna break through that.
That means Thad has 2 junior league, well 3 actually, 2 DSFL, 1 SMJHL. Guy's a junior league champion. Huh. So now we gotta wonder, Does that make Thad a lock for the DSFL Hall of Fame that doesn't exist? He's gonna make it exist. This wiki that's going up, I'm gonna talk about that. That's awesome. I don't think there's another league that has something like that. And it really makes it seem like things are worth doing now. For more than just like the sake of doing it. Now it's like, hey, I won this and you can show it to people. Maybe not. I wouldn't talk to anybody at my work about this. But I don't know. Maybe you can make a meme out of it and be like, my wiki page is better than yours. Get memed, bro. I hate this boss. There's so many missiles. Oh, maybe that was fun for you guys to watch. So I'm definitely going to be contributing to my team's wikis. There's actually, I've been told there's already a page for Thad, Brad, and Chad, so I don't know, maybe I'll talk about Chad's mental instabilities in there, which are not grounded in reality whatsoever. I'm perfectly healthy mentally in real life, in case anyone cares. But I just thought it'd be a funny way. Don't take that the wrong way. I know it's a serious subject. A funny way of explaining why Chad is so obsessed with getting to stay with Brad and Thad. It's attachment issues, haha! To the point of contemplating suicide. Poor Chad. But he's been seeing a counselor, so good job there seeking help, and good job Yellowknife for allowing him to get it. Just shows how good of a owner and GM Yellowknife has. Maybe that's why Evok came to us, because our management team is just so good. Oh god, I didn't kill any of them. There we go. Or maybe it's because we had a ton of money left over from ERM leaving. The jerk. How could he? I guess he got his Ultimus. Maybe that's all he wanted. I don't know. But my players always stay with their teams. At least that's the plan. Like Brady on SHL. As long as, what's his face? Ace is there? Carl is there? Or, I mean, Carl could leave or Ace could leave, but as long as one of them is there, he's gonna stay with, the Blizzard. And, Chad, I don't really have any goals for him, so there's no reason for me to leave. So, you know, I guess he's gonna stay in, Yellowknife for as long as he can.
Hold on. We're entering Venom airspace.
Until, I don't know, Thad and Brad decide to gang up with him again.
Say your prayers, and
It really is the saddest thing that we're not together anymore. Like, what's the point of even being on here? Oh boy, it's Wolf.
Let's see how you handle our new ships.
I never even fought you before.
Dad's not here to see you fail.
Yeah.
We'll make sure you never reach the end run.
Oh my gosh.
We'll just see about that, Star Wolf.
Everyone sounds so ridiculous in this game, it's so funny.
Shoot! He's right behind you. I'm gonna bust you up real good. Knock it off, Hawk!
Oh, I'm getting shot.
Oh! You're not welcome here.
Oh, there's two of them, that explains it.
Take care of the guy behind me, Hawk!
I can't, Peppy, I'm busy. I'm freaking trying, Peppy. I'm already gonna die.
Location confirmed. Sending supplies.
Cause I don't know how to do the frickin' barrel roll thing. Ah, this sucks.
You're not welcome here. No!
Not barrel roll, is it? It's like the loop-de-loop or whatever. Oh, I don't have my damn
I'm on your side.
lasers now.
Too cocky, Star Fox.
Let's see how you handle our new ships.
Too bad Dad's not here to see you fail. We'll make sure you never regain drugs.
Gosh.
We'll just see about that, Star Wolf. You guys don't give up. I am the great Leon.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome here.
I wish I knew how to do the thing.
I can't break free.
I'll take care of you.
Location confirmed. Sending supplies. What's taking you so long, Fox?
Let's see, yeah, they can still hit me here too. I don't know. I gotta figure out how to do the loop-to-loop thing. But I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish the game. That's a shame. How to beat Star Wolf, Star Fox 64. Pull back and C left, or R and Z. Let's see, R and Z. Well, that's not it.
Let's see how you handle our new
Too bad Dad's not here to see you fail.
Well, that's not what I wanted.
You never regain drugs.
Z is probably so.
We'll just see about that, Star Wolf. You guys don't give up. Shoot! He's right behind you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to finish this. I can't figure out the controls.
You're not welcome here.
And if I can't get behind the guy, there's no way I can kill him. Oh, not what I wanted. Come on. Come on. Configure controller. R is S. And then Z. Where's Z? Z. S and Z. It's not doing it.
You're not welcome here.
I guess I can just keep doing this. We'll see how that works.
Sorry, guys. I gotta sit this one out.
Nah, I don't really care to finish this up.
Not yet. The party's
So
just
this
begun.
might be the end of it.
You're not welcome here. No!
GG everybody. We made it to 55 minutes, so that's good. If you made it this far, thanks for listening. And if not, that's fine. Have a good one.